Conor McGregor has taken the biggest L of his career so far, and maybe Michael Chandler too, because Michael Chandler has finally decided to give up on this Conor McGregor fight. After 2 years, a reality show, and a pullout of this fight, guys, yes, Michael Chandler has said he is moving on from Conor McGregor, does not believe Conor McGregor is actually down to fight. But guys, let's get into it. What happened? Well, Dana White was on Robbie Fox's YouTube channel, doing an interview for Barstool Sports, and in that interview, Dana White did reveal that Michael Chandler's next opponent would not be Conor McGregor.
Is Chandler still going to be his opponent?
The other thing, no.
Conor beats Chandler, no?
After that interview, it got revealed online that Michael Chandler would rematch Charles Oliveira in MSG November 16th, the co-main event to that John Jones card against Stipe. And the consensus is overall that yes, Michael Chandler's next opponent won't be Conor McGregor, but that doesn't necessarily mean that Conor McGregor's next opponent won't be Michael Chandler, meaning that Chandler's plan is to fight Charles Oliveira, ideally win, and then have a choice between fighting Islam Makhachev for the title or Conor McGregor. But that's obviously a big if, because this Charles Oliveira fight is a big deal, because Charles Oliveira of course beat Michael Chandler before, and if you look at their past 5 fights or so, obviously Charles Oliveira has done a lot better than Michael Chandler. While Michael Chandler's best win might be against Dan Hooker, and yes, Michael Chandler was doing good early against Charles Oliveira, but I still think I'm gonna go with Charles Oliveira. I mean, Michael Chandler is just so old. He's waited for this fight so long, too old to be fighting, right? I mean, he's like 38 years old. He's obviously gonna be a lot older, a lot slower, and Michael Chandler relies on being explosive. I think the more he waits, the more at risk he's going to be to get hurt. Let's just say he loses. Does Michael Chandler fight Conor McGregor, or is that fight scrapped? But Michael Chandler did come out claiming that Conor McGregor was the reason for this, saying that yeah, he was taking way too long and was clearly not committed to fighting him.
Conor, if he can finally string together a couple of sober days, string together a couple of days where he's actually training and actually feeling good, I will fight Conor after I dispatch of Charles Oliveira.
And guys, I just don't believe this. I think there's something greater at play, and I'm gonna break down why. Because why would Conor McGregor be afraid of Michael Chandler? If you look at his history, this is a guy that has fought Floyd Mayweather in boxing, fought Khabib after like a 1.5 year layoff, went up 2 weight classes immediately after winning the featherweight belt. I mean, Conor McGregor has shown that he is willing to fight anybody anytime, so why has this changed? And secondly, I see people saying, oh, he's just not committed to a training camp. Guys, when has Conor ever really been committed to a training camp? Let's be honest, right? This is who Conor is, right? He's always drinking, he's always partying, and he was fooling around. I mean, this guy was literally on a yacht having fun in preparation for that Dustin Poirier 2 fight, literally preparing for a boxing match. So it's not unusual to say Conor's not taking something serious and to see him fight anyways, right? Because he has done this time and time again. Conor revealed in a BKFC press conference that he is literally in the dark and does not know anything about a fight date, even saying he asked Turki Al-Sheikh to find out this information for him because he literally is that much in the dark.
I've talked to Sheikh Turki and said, Sheikh Turki, can you assist me here? As far as Chandler, maybe we can still do it. I'm just a bit out of the loop with it.
Conor also talks about how he wants an exemption from his UFC contract to maybe go out and do some boxing just to stay busy. And I think if there's any hope at re-signing Conor, I think they're gonna have to do some sort of historic big deal like this with Conor, because there's no way logically Conor would stay with the UFC unless it was simply for competition. So if we could agree that Conor has shown in the past to not be afraid of people, and we could also agree that just because he's not taking something serious doesn't mean he's not willing to fight, well, why isn't he fighting, right? Whose fault is this? I genuinely believe this is the UFC's fault. Conor wants to fight, right? He wanted to fight at UFC 300, wanted to fight International Fight Week, wanted to fight even in August. I think this has something to do with the fact that Conor McGregor has 2 fights left on his UFC contract, and coincidentally, there is a big rights deal coming up for the UFC, right? At the end of 2025, the UFC has to decide, are they going to re-sign with ESPN or sign somewhere else? And obviously, they got paid a lot of money last time for ESPN. They're only going to get paid more money. But if Conor is not there, that's going to be a massive blow to the deal, right? Any broadcaster is going to want to pay for Conor McGregor. That is an easy 1 million buy pay-per-view. And if the UFC loses Conor before that, that could be detrimental to them. So I think the UFC is going to try to get Conor to fight maybe in February, March, or something like that. Stretch it to as long as possible, and then try to get his last fight to next year, to 2026. This is what I think they're doing unless Conor resigns. I can't believe I'm saying this, but this is crazy. I mean, this is what they did to Nate Diaz. They do this, right? So let's not just blame Conor. Like, I know everybody just loves to hate on Conor and just throw logic out the window when it comes to him, and I know people are going to accuse me of just being a fanboy, but guys, just look at the facts. You guys can't disagree with me here. We have seen this in his documentary McGregor Forever. Back in 2020, the UFC was blocking Conor from fighting men. Why? Because they wanted to take full advantage of his star capability to get him in arenas, and I don't think it's going to be good for Conor. I don't think Conor's going to want to re-sign, and I predict that, yeah, Conor's next fight is going to be in 2025, but then after that, we got to wait till 2026. And then by then, what? He's going to be nearly 40 years old. UFC is killing Conor's career, and it's really not fair to him, and especially it's not fair to Michael Chandler, who has been waiting around for this payday, expecting a big fight. Leave a like on this video to help cheer up Michael Chandler, and also check out my prediction video for Sean O'Malley versus Merab, and my video yesterday talking about the press conference, reacting to it. Tomorrow, my reaction to UFC 306 is gonna be out, guys. Thank you guys for watching. You guys are the best fan base in MMA. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys in the next one.